Speak of bioenergetics, which is the science of energy. Every breath we take, every bite we eat, and not just us, but our plant friends, every ray of sunlight that touches the earth carries this law of bioenergetics, the science of life's energy. So, this journey goes through all living beings, from the smallest plants to human beings, and we all harness and utilize energy. So, let's dive into the mysteries of bioenergetics together. So, what is bioenergetics? The branch of biology that studies how living organisms acquire energy, transform it, and use it to sustain life. That would be the fancy definition. But think about when you breathe, how important that is. How long could you go without breathing? Probably not more than a few minutes, I would guess. Breath is everything to life. It's the foundation of every heartbeat. A process so vital that without it, life as we know would cease to exist. So, our journey begins with breath. How do humans even get their breath? Well, every inhalation brings oxygen into our bodies. Oxygen is a crucial player in the cellular respiration process that powers our cells. And when we breathe deeply and slowly, we actually calm down the central nervous system. We find it easier to flow energy with less cortisol, less stress, more flow, more tapped in to the essence of life. Flow is everything. And water, the essence of life, is more than just a thirst quencher. Water is instrumental in transporting nutrients and facilitating countless biochemical reactions. Humans also need water just as much as we need breath. Maybe we could go a few days without it if we're lucky, but water is foundational on a cellular level. And without it, we're basically just lost. We also need food, obviously. Food is our fuel. But food is less important than the first two, breath and water. We could probably go a few weeks without food, honestly, even though it wouldn't feel very good. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are broken down in our metabolic system into glucose, amino acids, and fatty acids to be used as energy or stored for later. And finally, nutrients, which will play a pivotal role in our biology, how we feel. While macronutrients in food provide the raw materials, you can think of micronutrients as like the essential additions, the seasoning, which are vital cofactors for energy production. Think of vitamin C, magnesium, minerals like calcium, and so on. So that's a brief overview on the human side in our mammal animal kingdom. And we can now turn over to plants, which is kind of similar to humans, surprisingly, but they breathe in their own way. They actually absorb carbon dioxide, which is our waste product, and their waste product, oxygen, is what we breathe. So you can see it's a synergistic process. We kind of go hand in hand. Not like peanut butter and jelly, though. Not a fan of that. Sunlight also is captured by plants through photosynthesis, where it's converted into glucose, a sugar that serves for plants as a primary energy source. Interestingly, humans use glucose as well. This glucose not only fuels the plant's growth, but it supports the complex web of life on Earth, including us humans. And they make it from sunlight, which is pretty interesting. Humans can also synthesize certain nutrients from the sun, as well as get a tan. And the sun can generally improve your mood in moderation, of course. with the right protections. But plants actually use it to develop their own glucose. So it's interesting. We eat plants for glucose, and the whole cycle continues. We also eat animals for meat, protein, and fat. And that's a quick overview into bioenergetics, but this is barely scratching the surface, guys. Like, this is just the overview of the overview. We're going to dive in to these different processes, particularly as it relates to humans and how we feel, because it's so important how we feel, how we present ourselves throughout the day. We want to feel good. We want to have energy. We don't want to be stressed, at least too stressed. So breathing is super important. It's the foundation. And that's what we're going to focus on in a few videos to come. Super excited about that. And in conclusion, air, food, sunlight, our earth, all these things fall into bioenergetics, which is kind of evidence of the interconnectedness of all life. We're all interconnected, whether we like it or not. And yeah, sometimes it sucks, especially when the neighbors are making a lot of noise on a Tuesday night. But understanding the processes of bioenergetics and life really can only deepen our appreciation for the natural world. And it could highlight how important it is to preserve our earth and the delicate systems that live within it. We are supposed to live in harmony with our environment and with one another and with the earth. And we could really be doing a better job on that. So those are definitely things to think about. This is going to be the start of an enlightening journey for all of us through the energy of life. Every small choice we make in our daily lives does have a profound impact in that moment on our health of ourselves and those around us and our planet. So let's make those choices count. Let's make those choices be the ones that help us in the end, not just for a fleeting desire like a bite of a candy bar or something that's just going to feel good for a second, but then in the future potentially harm us. This is balanced, of course, with enjoying life, having those treats once in a while that make life worth living. And the middle path is always the foundational one for us. We have two legs, two arms, but one heart. So it's balancing this duality with the singular center of the heart. And as the energy flows up through our spine, connected to the breath, connected to how we feel, this integrated process will help us evolve in our lives into what we really desire to be. And what we desire is the feeling that we project onto our subconscious, combined with our actions, will influence the results that we obtain. So let's make those results be the ones we want. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to it next time, being there for you guys, and peace.